The other thing that has happened since our last show, 1 month ago, we had a show. And since then, time has moved forward at 1 second per second. The entropy of the universe has increased, and some news stories have occurred. And what I did is I took those news stories and I wrote jokes about them. So we're going into the news jokes, everybody. All right. What has happened? What has happened? Scientists are looking into why older buildings that have lasted thousands of years, whereas modern buildings only have a lifespan of around 50 to 100 years. And what they did is they did some reverse engineering on the concrete and found some very interesting exotic materials they didn't expect, like, for example, urine and beer. But I don't think that's why they last longer, because the Rogers Center is soaked in urine and beer every day, and it still gets renovations all the time. Scientists believe that they have identified a new basic taste. Yeah. So on top of the ranks of sweet, savory, sour, bitter, and umami, new studies suggest that the tongue may also be able to detect ammonium chloride as a basic taste. Currently, the least appetizing flavor of all time. How's your soup? Oh, could use a sprinkle more of ammonium chloride, please. They'll get a better name eventually, we hope.
We need a shaker, just salt, pepper,
ammonium chloride. Yeah, just put some ammonium chloride in there. It'll be great. Maybe it comes on crackers. I don't know. Shipwrecks in Ontario's Great Lakes are being destroyed. You think shipwreck already destroyed? No. The shipwrecks were actually in surprisingly good condition. There's over 6,000 of them, made them very popular among divers and researchers about how well preserved they have been. But now they're being absolutely destroyed by zebra mussels. Old friend of the show, zebra mussels, the invasive species. Those filaments and acids are eating away at both wood and metal. We were told to be feared of sharks and krakens and Davy Jones. But we were never warned about the most dangerous thing of all, persistent shellfish. Just keeping working at it. This was a big story news-wise. Scientists have confirmed the age of some human footprints in New Mexico are 21,000 years old, pushing back when the date we believe humans first arrived in North America by thousands of years. In an even more shocking move, the feet are actually arranged to spell out first in all caps and an exclamation mark. So they knew what they were doing, making their claim. The Hubble Space Telescope caught a confusing explosion. It was a luminous fast blue optical transients, which are kind of like a supernova, but they're faster, whereas a supernova normally lasts for like weeks or months. These last only a matter of days. But Hubble noticed it happening out in intergalactic space, 15,000 light years away from anything else. Just showing you how far it went to try to hide how fast it exploded, but Hubble still caught it. No shame. Scientists have managed to implant gene-edited kidneys from a pig into a monkey successfully. They claim that this is a proof of concept that will help with human transplantation and has nothing to do with your legends of a forbidden meat known as monkey bacon. No, unrelated. As delicious as that would be. And thank goodness, a rat study, not a human study, rat study, scientists discovered that if you transplanted the microbiome of rats with Alzheimer's into young, healthy rats, they develop memory problems. The most important thing that was forgotten in this study was the direction you should be doing your science in. Make the old rats healthy. Now we're time for our Nobel Prize Roundup, everyone. Do we got a zinger for Nobel Prize Roundup? Cool. 3 scientists won a Nobel Prize in physics for, in the tiniest fraction of a sentence, an attosecond, they managed to capture a glimpse of an electron. Very fast. Achievement, it was definitely an achievement for sure. Only problem was the picture of the electron was so blurry, we're not 100% sure whether it was an electron or Smallfoot, the subatomic cryptid. Cool. Moving on to the next category of the Nobel Prize is this was in chemistry. In chemistry, the prize was given to quantum dots, a technology that is used in many electronics displays, which is wow. Like, I mean, I never knew that my electronics displays had quantum dots in it. All this time, my phone screen was full of a bunch of tiny Dorothys, and I didn't even know it. Some of you remember that Dorothy is a name, Dot is a nickname for Dorothy. Some of you did not. In medicine, 2 scientists were given a Nobel Prize for their work on the mRNA vaccine that was so effective in helping with COVID. But nothing for their work in making human beings magnetic. Seems even more impressive in its own way, right? And the 2 other Nobel Prizes given out were, of course, in peace and in literature, to Najez Mohammadi for fighting for the rights of women in Iran, and for literature to John Fosse for his innovative plays and prose given voice to the unsayable. But those aren't science, so it's not my job to make fun of those. It's actually your job to make fun of them. Any jokes about the women's rights activists from Iran? Norwegian playwright. Any jokes about him? I mean, I did my homework, guys. You guys are the ones slacking. All right. And our last story, not Nobel Prize, just a good one. Scientists dropped some antimatter, and it fell. That might seem strange. There was a slim but real possibility that when they dropped the antimatter, it would fall upwards. But it didn't. It fell nowhere. So I was wondered, like, I was really worried, right? You know, hear about some scientists are going to drop some antimatter. You're worried it's going to explode or something. But it turns out dropping antimatter is a lot like dropping your plates at a restaurant. Everyone cheers, and you're not sure why. And that's our news jokes, everybody! Woo! And now we're going to go and we're going to do some musical comedy.